being at a constant state. Like, why is it that we're always either up high in faith or low? Like, that doesn't seem very healthy, right? What happens whenever we receive a blessing? How do we respond? And then what happens when we receive disappointment? How do we respond? Does our faith, when you receive a blessing, you think that naturally your faith wants to rise? Like, you want to feel really good. You get some good news. Hey, dude, you're going to have, like, you just get some good news about whatever it is. It's like, man, you want to feel really good. But then sometimes that good news doesn't really happen, or it doesn't happen the way that you want to, or it doesn't happen in the timeline that you want to. So then it can cause you to start feeling down. It can cause your faith to start dwindling. It can cause you to be like, well, time will make that happiness feeling, that high feeling, that joyful feeling that you're on your faith when you receive good news, like something good is about to happen. Time will start to make it, be less and less and less, and you just start coming down off that. And vice versa, the same thing with something negative. If something negative comes your way, it can make your faith sometimes feel down in the natural. You just naturally want to feel low. You want to feel down. And as more time goes by, things get a little bit better, because you're like, well, you stop worrying less. You realize the bad thing isn't so bad. It's not really going to happen. Or then you start seeing that there's goodness that came from it. And that's what today is about, is that sometimes we feel like in life that we're on this roller coaster of faith. I've been there. I was just there 3-4 weeks ago. That's why I'm bringing to you today, because freely you receive, freely you give. That's in Matthew chapter 10, if you want to go read on that. It's beautiful. So you just feel like you're on this up and down wave of faith. Really high some days, really low some days. A blessing comes your way. Someone says something good's going to happen. You hear something good at church and at service. You believe on it. You feel real high, but then it goes, time passes by, weeks pass by, months pass by, more months pass by, and you start to dwindle down on it, on the promise that was told. And then something negative comes your way, and you think, oh man, then I must be doing something wrong. The enemy must be attacking me. I must be in a negative space. My faith isn't there. And you start to think that your faith is lacking. So it begs the question, is that how we're supposed to walk in our faith? Is that how we're supposed to walk in our walk with Christ in our daily life? It seems a little unhealthy, right? It just seems like a little spiritually unhealthy to always be up high, always be at low. And this is where I was. I was always, what it causes you to do is it causes you to not be present. And this is where I was. Like 4 weeks ago, it's been 4 weeks that I've been in it. I've been present. But 4 weeks ago, prior to that, man, on any day, I would be laying down with my wife. I would be somewhere at a function event, or I wouldn't even want to go to a function event because I was too busy thinking about the future. I was too busy thinking about, no, I need to stay home. I need to work. Or I'm laying down with my wife and I don't literally want to be touched because my mind is running at 1,000 miles per hour. Man, I got bills to pay. Man, money needs to come in. Where's this? When's this going to happen? I have to go here. Then I have to do this. I got to do all these things. All this stuff needs to happen. My life isn't the way that it needs to be. And my mind is just going and going and going. And it causes me, and it was causing me to not be present. Even when somebody was talking to me and I was trying to actively listen, I was more or less listening to respond rather than listening to understand. But thanks to my wife praying for me, and thanks to the men's encounter that I went to at Lakewood Church, when I came back, there was this shift that I had received, and it came from the Holy Spirit. My grandma says something that's really beautiful years ago. She had said that God is a today kind of fellow. He's here, he's right now, he's with us in the present moment. The devil is a tomorrow kind of guy. No, I'll figure it out tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Or you're worrying about tomorrow. But Jesus is a today kind of person. It's a right now kind of person. And that's something that has really came back in this present moment. But Jesus is a today kind of guy. It says it right here in Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. It says, "So do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today." So that's Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. Another version says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own things. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble." And we could always worry about the future, but worrying about the future robs you from the present. Thinking about what's happening tomorrow takes you away from what's going on today. And that doesn't mean that you can't talk about, well, what are we going to do tomorrow, or what's this week going about? But like it says in one song with Outkast, you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. So we can plan for something the next day, but we have no idea what that weather is going to bring. We have no idea what sunshine, what storms, what variables lie into tomorrow. So why worry for tomorrow? Why be so consumed with tomorrow? We could plan all day. And how many times have you planned something and it actually goes the way you intended? Like to the T. You plan for a birthday party. How many times do you plan for a birthday party and it doesn't go exactly planned? There's always something either missing or something that you stress about, and you're stressing about it before. You're either rushing to do the balloons, or you forgot this, or you forgot that. But then the birthday party happens, and you thought you were stressing on something that you thought everyone would notice, everyone was going to care about. And the birthday party happens, and you realize at the end of the day, man, no one even cared. We had a great birthday party. It was awesome. It was great. Vice versa. How many times have you been rushing to work and you're thinking in the future, oh man, my boss is going to fire me. I'm going to lose my job. Or you're running late to church and you're like, man, I don't want to run late. There's so much, and you're rushing, and you're trying to get in and out of traffic. You're trying to, make it there on time. I think if you do a study on it, going 10 or 15 miles over the speed limit only gets you to your destination maybe 3 to 5 minutes in advance. And that's just not include. That's like including with traffic and stuff. That's including with like natural going traffic. So, but when you get to church, service goes the way that it does. You were the only one rushing. You're rushing. You're trying to hurry up and get in. And I'm not saying that you don't need to make it your point to be on time to work. I'm not saying that you don't make it a point to be on time to church. What I'm saying is that if you wake up late, yes, you do need to do your best due diligence to get to where you're going, especially if it is work, to get there on time. But whenever you rush, you can rush into a lot of things. You can rush into getting a ticket. You can rush into getting into a wreck. But 9 times out of 10, when you get there, it's just a warning. When you get to church, the only thing that you feel is conviction because you're late. Everybody's staring. You have to creep in. You've been doing this time and time again. And it's getting you down. It's getting your faith down.